Agents, realtors, where is your business going? Do you often look into that proverbial crystal ball to focus on what's coming next in your business? Let's dissect. Let's go.
Hey, hello and welcome back. Here we are once again, another ICW International Championship workshop. It's me, Ian from Spain, here with Jason from Indiana. How you doing, Jason?
Dude, I am doing awesome. Thanks, Ian, man. Great to see you, brother.
Likewise. And yeah, let's help some people today. Let's help some realtors today.
Man, all
yeah.
about it. I know we were talking, man, and I got a question for you. Ian, what's important to you for your real estate business?
What's important to me, I think, and probably one of the reasons that I also got into EXP, by the way, is what's important to me is the freedom to be able to do things the way that I want to do it, knowing that, how to explain it, knowing that what my efforts impact my income directly, whilst getting all of the support that I need so that doesn't take up too much of my time. What I'm saying is the complete freedom to be an independent agent with this monster that I have behind me to help me out, whether it's administration or legal stuff or marketing or whatever it is, CRM and all the rest of it. So it's offloaded a lot of work for me whilst I still get to do my own business building and working on my agents and on my sales and on my clients. And it's freeing up more time for me whilst I make more money. So for me, that was important. That was the huge thing. Be able to work my own brand, my own way, the way that I want to do it, knowing that it's not basically just helping my boss buy another car next year. That was a huge part for me. Yeah.
It is. I love that, man. And it's what drives you is super important because it's you and it affects your family, right? What drives me is my family as well. So what's important to me? I got to go sell more homes. I got to go increase my growth opportunity as well. Those are platforms that help me get to where I want to be and then look into that long-term direction. In that beginning, I mentioned that crystal ball. And what does that look like? And why I ask that question, man, is because I know as me and you continue to grow and help more agents, everybody's got a different idea of what their business is. And people, why? Because we're people. We all have a brain and we all have ideas. We're creative, especially in real estate.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so, but how much are you pushing yourself to look into that crystal ball? Are you just looking and saying, "Oh, hey, we're in a new year. It's 2025, second quarter's here. I'm just going to do my thing. And here comes the spring and summer markets. Let's go." Or do you focus on Q4 right now? We just hit quarter two. Do you start focusing on quarter four, 6 months, 7 months, 9 months from now? Or are you even looking at 12 months from now? And past that, do you look at 3 to 5 months? That's where I want to challenge people because the right now is the right now. What the business you do today is going to be the result in 90 days.
Right.
But where are you going to be after 90 days? So that's where look at yourself, project yourself. And I love this idea of this topic because like I have a whiteboard on the other side of my room and I write down 0 to 30, 30 to 60, and then 60 to about 180 for the next 6 months. So then I'm looking and I'm watching these and I'm constantly moving names around. So I know who's active, who's serious, who's not. And I have a CRM on top of that, but that's a visualization for me that I could see every day and I could see their names.
Yeah.
The other week, I think this was about 2 weeks ago, it was about mid-month. And I started looking at my 3 to 6 months out. and I was erasing names and it was dwindling, dwindling. And I'm like, oh, I need to really focus on that because it started dipping. And if it dips, there goes my business. And then what? I got to react. And then I got to go back up. And then I'm really focused on that reaction. And then what happens? Oh, I've got to go back down to business because I was messing it up. So I'm
Right.
trying by looking long term, looking 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, I could have more of a steady business. So I challenge those who are watching about that as well. Ian, over to you, man.
Yeah, and something that really pisses me off is everybody that gets into real estate gets into it for similar reasons, not always the same reasons, but we want more money, we want more time. Um, we get into real estate and realize that yeah, the money's there, but the time, it's like this for me personally, this business demands all of the time that I have. A lot of I tried running a separate business at the same time as I got back into real estate, and it was very difficult for me. And I've actually shifted my focus now more to real estate because it demands all of the time that I have. And people that get into the entrepreneurial mindset of things like, okay, I'm doing this for my own now, for my family. There's no paycheck here. I need to sell to eat. I need to sell to so my kids can go off to college or whatever for your vacations. And everybody talks about what you just spoke about, but I would bet what maybe like 5% of agents actually do it, and I think that's ridiculous. And that's what that it annoys me. It really does because you can try and help others, and they'll yes yeah, and they'll take the notes and they'll read the books and they'll go to the conference and they'll take the lessons or the class and all the rest of it, and then they'll use that to make themselves feel better. Like, oh, I did this course and I did this and did that and did that. And then they'll tell others about it and it's really cool. But when they look at their numbers, if they even look at their numbers or they look at their lifestyle, it's not aligned with who they want to be or who they think they are. And at the end of the day, man, they're just lying to themselves.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. Like you can
Well,
tell all of the things that you do and all the but if you're not actually planning ahead and if you don't know where you're going, where you want to go, like where who cares where you are if you don't know where you're going? It doesn't make sense. And that you were just talking about it there and I was like this is really cool. If only people would just take it and do it, it would make a huge difference. And just start with 30 days. What's
yeah,
30 days of your life?
yeah.
It's nothing.
It's
Micro
you gotta build those habits. So yeah, being newer, yeah, you want to build those habits, but that's where I'm looking at. Yeah, people who've been in the business and
Yeah.
how are they extending that out? Because
Mhm.
it has to come to a threshold. And just like you were saying, buddy, hey, you could start small. Only a small percentage are doing it. So that's where if you want to break into something big in real estate, go bigger, think bigger, be bigger. And how does
Right.
that project to you too? So I always challenge, and I love that question. Where's your business in 3 years? And so that way, a lot of people don't know. And I constantly think about it, and I manifest to where I want it to be,
Right.
and what it looks like not only for me but for my clients, and then for my family. Right. So that's where you want to envision that, and then it's like, all right, cool. Now I have that idea. I'm going to get there, right?
Yeah, and you'll only get there if you see it. There's no it's
100%.
impossible to get there if you don't know where to go. I don't know. It kind of sounds like common sense as I say it and logic, but and I think everybody understands it, and that's the point I was trying to get. Everybody understands it, but nobody actually goes ahead and does it in a way where it motivates them enough to actually take action and move forward. Because maybe you've been in business for 15 years and you're comfortable, you make a good living, but it's not what you wanted when you got in 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So what needs to change? Like, do people actually sit down and think about it? Like, oh, my plan from 0 to 15 years is to make X amount every year, and you're there. That's fantastic. But do you really want to stay there? I mean, I don't know. What could another 15 years, well, depending on how old you are, what could another 15 years look like? Where do you want to be then? What needs to happen? What needs to change? If you don't
Yep.
sit down and think about it, then you'll never make a change.
It's so true. And I mean, and that's even something like a friend of mine where he does about 10 million US dollars a year. And we were talking about, hey, could he get to 15 million?
Mhm.
And he's a little bit older than my age and great guy, does great volume in real estate. And he's like, I would love to get to 15 million, but I'm very comfortable doing the things I am at 10 million. I said, great. So how are you going to make that $5 million difference? Right. And he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's where we had to explore a little differently because production wise, he's about at his capacity. And knowing your own capacity is going to be vital. Can you take on more? And if you do take on more, are you going to be able to carry it properly? Or are you going to drop stuff? Are you going to be messy with it? What's that look like? So if you are able to expand your capacity, challenge yourself to what that looks like. But then as you say, I am at capacity, but I do want more, that's when you need to explore different options of how to get more passive income. And that's a game changer. And that's another side story for another ICW we could talk about is passive income, because that changed his mindset of how to get higher and further in life by doing the same production that he's doing today. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I think that's a point that everybody gets at when they start to really do well in real estate. Well, maybe not super mega ultra successful, but you're consistently making sales. You see the work that needs to be done to get to the level that you're at. Let's just say 10 million, for example. You know what it takes. And yeah, you're just one person and you only have two hands and one brain, so there's going to be a limit at how much you can do. Uh, no matter what market you're in. You could maybe hit 20 million easy because of the market that you live in. That's cool. But you're still going to have a limit at some point. And then what happened with me, for example, was my mind changed to, well, I want to have a couple of agents working with me so that I can leverage a couple of other guys, just like my broker was with me, become that person.
Yeah.
And then, but that's got its own, like you said, that's its own story. That's its own whole thing, and it's got its own set of challenges, costs, and everything else. And the headache and the human resources side of it and everything else might not be worth that extra 5 million. It's trying to find that balance between having the money and having the time, because we all know
Yeah.
people that have the time but don't have money, and then we all know people that have the money but don't have time. And the goal, I think, for everyone watching is both. That's what we want. That's why we're here.
Sure.
That's why I got into real estate 15 years ago. It was because you wanted money and time, and
Yep.
you figure out a way to make it happen.
Well, and I think one of the best ways, and I'm 100% in agreement, and it goes back to what you originally started with, is that time versus money. And the more I look at it, it's like being able to find the right people around you. I talk about it a lot of the times because I'm just a huge advocate for you. And when you find the right people, everybody starts helping each other. And whether it's doing a video podcast or whether it's selling real estate or whether it's looking over a purchase agreement or a listing contract, we're helping each other get to those bigger and better levels.
Mhm.
And we have super intention on helping each other be a success. And that's where my mind goes, is to balance that time and money, is put good people around you. Because if you want more time, you're going to need to make more money first. And then you have that money, you could leverage yourself to say, hey, Ian, I've got a friend here, Henry, he needs this contract looked over. Can you help me? And you're like, yeah, I could help you. Cool. I'm going to my daughter's softball game and
Right.
you take care of it. Great. Thank you. I owe you one. and then, in return, I could come and help you. And then as you're making more money, you're able to leverage your business. So your mind needs to transform. And I see where we're talking, Ian, because it starts becoming mindset, like a lot of our conversations get to. You've
Yeah.
got to get that mind straight in order to figure out where your business wants to grow.
Yeah, and going back to what you originally said, that ties in perfectly because you asked what was important for me in my business as a real estate agent or a realtor. And I said for me it was important the independent factor of it, being able to do my own thing, my own brand, whilst I have all of this support, which I wouldn't have if I was completely independent. I'd need to figure that out on my own. Now EXP gives it to me. But the people is something that once I joined and got the experience and I kind of matured within the company, is probably one of the most important things now, which is huge. And I didn't realize that until I was already in. But take it from someone that's joined and went through that process, and for me especially because I was one of the first agents in EXP Spain, so it was very very new, and it was still had the plastic on it, and it was we were still trying to figure stuff out. The surrounding myself with people that want to help and people that can help and the people that want to watch me grow was a huge factor of it. In fact, I think that that's probably now um, what I need in my real estate business more than anything else is that kind of people that are going to push me to grow and show me what it looks like because maybe they've done it before or they know people that have done it before. That's huge.
I love
Yeah,
it.
you
I
just
love it,
spoke.
buddy. Well, your results are showing as well, and that's what I love about you because it's you've listened, you're growing internally, externally, mentally, physically, everything you want to say. You're growing in a positive direction because you're following those people around you. You're putting the right people around you. You're doing what it takes to be there, and that's why you're a great leader as well, man. So I adore you. And I just want you to keep reaching for the stars because you're going above and beyond all the time.
That's it. And it's this kind of thing that we're doing too now. It's this me and you thing that's going on. We're helping each other out all the time. And it's so cool. And I never had that before.
Yep.
And it's just something that's completely changed everything. It changes the perspective of how of where I want to take things. Not of where I want to take things, but where I can take things.
Mhm.
That's a huge part of everything that's happening in that growth that you just spoke about. So no, I thank you for that.
Where you can take things. I like how you said that because that is essential. For those watching, yeah, where can you take things with your current brokerage or independent? Where can you take things? Sure, you could go pretty far, but can you go further? That's where you want to always challenge yourself. Um, how far is that? And how long does it take you to get to that point? And who's going with you? So I love it, man. So many good things right here today. And man, we could probably talk for another couple hours, I'm sure, bro.
Yeah, well, when it comes to the growth side of things and what it takes and what's needed and how we've done it and everything else, yeah, definitely, it's something that we can talk about for a long time. But only 24 hours in a day, so come back for next week's episode. Maybe
That's
we'll
what I'm
do
talking about.
it.
Perfect. Perfect. That is good, man. Well, hey, let's go ahead and get out of here, brother. And man, we appreciate y'all watching this week and hopefully you get challenged. And if you need a little bit of push or maybe you need an accountability partner, reach out to Ian or myself and we'll be happy to do what it takes to get you on board so you can focus on your next 1, 3, 5, 10 years from now. And yeah, and build yourself the way you want to build it too. So Ian, I appreciate you, man. Close us out, brother.
No, that's it. Just open your eyes. Don't get too comfortable. See where you want to go, and where you can go is probably that multiplied by 10. So reach out and let's try and make that happen for you. So thanks
Awesome.
for watching.
Thanks, everybody.